Hello everyone, this is Manvi and today I'll be describing my task 1, that is prediction using supervised machine learning, which was a part of my data science and business analytics internship with the Sparks Foundation. In this task, we have to predict the percentage of marks that a student will obtain according to the number of hours that they have studied. This is a task of simple linear regression as it involves only two variables. We will start off by importing the required libraries for this task, that is pandas, numpy, etc. For the first step, we will read data from the online source. This link here was provided to us already. This is our data set. We will get additional information about the data using this command data.info. Here we get to know about the number of entries, the number of columns, and the data types used and the memory usage. Here we will describe the data using this command. Then the next step, that is step number 2, we will plot our points on a 2D graph so that we can see manually if there is a relationship between the data. This is our graph. And before we prepare the data, let us try to visualize this data in a different form, that is in the form of a relational matrix. Here, this is the heat map which shows the positive correlation between the hours column and the scores column. Now let's plot another graph. In this graph, we can clearly see that there is a positive linear relationship between the number of hours studied by the student and the marks obtained. The third step is preparing for the data. Here we will divide the data into attributes and labels, or we can also say inputs and outputs in the form of X and Y. Now the next step is algorithm training. Here we will split the data into training data set and test data set. Now we will find the accuracy of our data, and the best accuracy that we have obtained is 0.975 approximately. Now the step 5 is plotting the line of regression using this code snippet that you can see here. Then the next step is making predictions. Now that we have trained our model, trained our algorithm, we will try to make the predictions. Here we can see the actual and the predicted data, and it's clearly visible that the actual and the predicted values are more or less same. For example, if the actual value was 86, then the predicted value was 78.25 approximately. Here is another line graph, and it depicts the difference between the actual and the predicted values. The actual values is denoted by the blue line here, and the predicted values are denoted by the red line. We can clearly see that there is not much difference between the predicted and the actual values. Now the next step is predicting the output on the custom data. We were provided that the number of hours is 9.2 for which a student studies for a day, and the predicted score that we have calculated is 92.478 approximately, which is quite good. Then the next step is evaluating the model. This is the final step. Here we will evaluate the performance of our algorithm. Now this step is particularly important to compare how well different algorithms perform on a particular data set. For simplicity, we have chosen the mean square error here, which is 4.318, which is quite good for such type of a model. So that was all I had to describe about my task 1. Thank you very much.